Richardson, you nasty girl. Hey everybody, it's Courtney. You know, you're gonna need a little drink if you're gonna read some T.M. Richardson, okay? Now, if you know what I'm talking about, it is the Secrets series. If you haven't heard of The Oath, you don't know what you're missing, okay? Go pick it up. I wanna first off thank Adrian at Sister Harlem's Library for talking about The Oath and letting me know about it. I was apprehensive, but your girl picked it up and just ran on with it, okay? So the Secret series is by T.M. Richardson, who is a former sex blogger turned novelist, and she writes like unconventional stories for unconventional readers. That's her tagline, okay? She calls herself, what does she say? She is a Southern belle in the streets and Blanche in the sheets. I'm all for it. She's black, she's talented, she writes LGBTQ representation. She's an indie author and writes a lot of erotic, high heat stuff, okay? Just a little bit of everything, okay? Get your heart pumping a little bit, okay? So the Secret series is a 3-book series. I know y'all. I actually read an entire series. I did it, okay? I confess. All this year too, okay? So that's a lot for me, right? So it has The Oath is the first one, the second book is The Offer, and the third book is The Opportunity. And The Opportunity just came out on April 16th. So go ahead and snatch it up, y'all. My library was able to give it to me real quick, so thank you, Libby. Thank you. So let's just talk a little bit about these books, okay? So the first book is The Oath. Basically, it follows Tatum. Her husband has died. She was married for like 20 years. And he makes his 3 male best friends promise to take care of all of her needs. You know, anything she may want in and out of the bedroom. And once they convince her that it's a good thing, you know, that foursome is on and popping, okay? Successful, black, I'm all here for it. Beards, you know. And then you have The Offer, right? The Offer is the second book. It follows Elise, who is, I believe, Tatum's cousin. She's a successful hairdresser that's single, that wants a little action in her life, you know? And she goes to Secrets, which is, by the way, the kink club, okay? Hence the name of the book. And she goes to Secrets and she meets these 2 guys. One's a politician. The other is like an ex-football player. You know, they're together, but they're looking for a third. They need to make their threesome whole. And that's where Elise comes in, okay? And then the fourth book, The Opportunity, follows Nadine. That's like the prudish, you know, holier than thou best friend of the other 2. And, you know, she's harboring a little secret that, you know, she might like a little female action in there, you know. And after a night at Secrets just, you know, be dragging you in, y'all, okay? But after a night at Secrets, you know, her husband allows her the opportunity to explore that side of herself. And, you know, she really likes it, let's just say, okay? So that's a general synopsis of these books. They had a lot of very serious themes in the book besides erotica. They were all well written. T.M. Richardson that knows how to write a good book about people, interesting characters that actually have some depth to them, but also have a little smutty side, okay? I will say in these books there was a lot of, what do I say? Exchange of bodily fluids in very unique ways, some I have never heard of. At times my stomach hurt, okay? Not things I would do, but you know, hey, have at it with your bad self. It was interesting to watch, but some of it did indeed make me gag, okay? I will say that. I loved all of these people being grown individuals, making their own decisions, making relationships on their own terms. She did explore a lot about the polyamory situation, because this is a polyamory, you know, series. And I thought it was very interesting. It gives you some really good insight into the different type of relationships that people experience in this world. Some of them are over the top, but I get the whole multiple partner and how that can be a plus for many people. Maybe not myself, but I understand. I did like in the book that she provided updates for each book in the series. Even though they are standalones, they do refer to the other books. I liked how you got updates and they were in sequence. So I would suggest, if you do want to read this book, to just start from the beginning and, you know, work your way through the 3. But it was a really good progression and it just showed more depth to these characters. As far as how I like the books, I think they were all great. I did like the first one the best and the last one the least. I just think that the 3rd book kind of took a bit of a turn that I didn't like, as far as it wasn't like inclusive of, I guess, everybody. And I felt like the dude was maybe a bit hanging, and there's sense of like permanence in the relationships I just didn't get compared to like what was presented. So you have to read the book to really kind of understand it. But that one I didn't like as much, but it was still pretty good. I did think that of all the books, that last book left me with a lot more questions that were not answered. But as far as it being cliffhanger and all that stuff, it definitely was not. It was a complete wrapped up story. Just, you know, you're gonna have some questions for sure. But the book was a fun time. They were all a fun time, good plots, lots of unique erotica. You know, these folks are horn dogs. They can't get enough of it, okay? But it's a good time. T.M. Richardson, you nasty girl, and I'm all for it, okay? Okay, I'm gonna have to look up some more of her stuff. But good series. I definitely suggested you check it out, okay? If you have, definitely let me know in the comments which book was your favorite and if you had any favorite characters. I think I could do with a little Cassidy in my life, okay? Where you at, bro? Where you at? Okay, let me drink a little water, y'all. Like, subscribe, and comment, okay? Grab a drink. Bye, y'all.